time is it? Game done. The Bulls have won the title.
We look for number 6.
They developed a tension between them.
I was getting irritated. We were winning.
We were the greatest team ever.
I will not choose to play for another coach.
I felt insulted.
This will be Phil's last year as the coach of the Bulls.
In Phil fashion, he had a name for it.
So I called it The Last Dance.
Here we go, man. The Last Dance, baby. Here we go. So, well, also, of course, man, welcome to my channel, Country Q25. Don't forget, man, subscribe and like this channel, man. It'll help me out a whole lot. So, what we got here is The Last Dance. This is this here's the Chicago Bulls. This is it, like, cause y'all gotta think, man, we ain't had no sports in a while, so people been itching for sports, especially myself. That's kind of like my little pastime or whatever. For the draft and waiting for this to come out, I've been dying to watch this, man. So, The Last Dance talks about the last year of the Chicago Bulls, 1997 to 1998. I remember this year. I think I was in the 6th grade. I was at Tiger Middle School. And I remember this is the year that the last, the hanging shot, all of that. But it's working down the segments of this. So, Last Dance, Mike was the man. Like, Mike is my GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm a huge LeBron fan and people been arguing back and forth if, who's the GOAT, who's not the GOAT. But I gotta say, man, LeBron, I got Bron 3. So I got MJ 1, Kareem 2, LeBron 3. And anybody know I'm a huge LeBron fan. You know what I'm saying? So, but let's stick to this Last Dance, man. It's broken into 2 episodes each week. So this week is episode 1 and 2. All right. So it talked about the 1984. So this one Mike got drafted to the league. Mike was 3rd overall after Hakeem Olajuwon and Sam Bowie from Kentucky, which is probably some of the worst mistake. Like, they had Clyde. I know they had Clyde the Glide in Portland, but they still should have got Mike, man. Like, Mike, looking at it now, you like, oh, that's crazy. And just talking about, they talked about, because it was flashing back and forth. They was going to 97 and flashing back, how they kind of build up and everything. So, I remember as a kid, I remember the Bulls. Like, everybody was Bulls fan. I really wasn't. But I like my brother, my big bro was a huge Scottie Pippen fan, though. My big brother Chris, man, he was crazy about Scottie Pippen, though. He liked Scottie more than Mike. He can quote me on it. Like, he was crazy about Scottie, though. But yeah, man, it's really talking about a lot about Jerry Krause, man, like how he messed up his team and the non-trusting factors back and forth with player versus GM. It was a lot of stuff going on. You gotta think, though, this was before social media. This was before all the internet, all that crazy stuff. So we, like how we got now, First Take and Skip and Shannon. Can you imagine like going through those times of getting dissected every time if it was now? Like back then, it would have been nuts, man. Like I said, players is totally different, bro. Like I was saying, it's different eras. So it starts out with, like I said, 1984, Mike gets drafted. A flashback and forth like to 97 to 84. They bounced back to also to my childhood, growing up, being a younger brother of Larry and competing and even fighting in games and stuff. How he got, didn't make the team as a sophomore year. So he didn't make the varsity team. He made the JV team, but he didn't make the varsity team. People always say he got cut. He just didn't make the varsity team, and it just drove him competitiveness and just drove him just to end up being one of the best players ever to play this game. Another aspect to that was talking about just when he was in North Carolina, when he said he got his confidence is when he hit the game winner when they played Georgetown in 1982. Yeah, they played Georgetown. So They had James Worthy in their team, Sam Perkins, Black. They had Matt Doherty. Like, they had a good squad. And then, of course, Georgetown had Patrick Ewing. So, I mean, they had a squad, bro. Like, they had a really, really good team. And just thinking about how Mike, that freshman year, they just, like, they gave him the confidence. And like Roy Williams said, he outworked everybody. You know, Mike was like that dude. James Worthy said he thought he was the best player for just 2 weeks. After that, Mike just took over, man. It's just God giving all that talent. You know, you just can't contain it. So Dean Smith, of course, was the great Dean Smith, man, University of North Carolina coach. And as a kid, I grew up as a UNC fan. I'm not even gonna lie. It's on the colors and Vince Carter, Antoine Jameson, and Coder, all of them, man. So I grew up on all of them. My best friend, Corey, man, he was a Duke fan, so we used to go back and forth all the time back in the day. But yeah, it showed something. One dope segment that was talking about was they said for letters from college where his mom was reading off of Mike asking for money and saying sorry for the phone bill, because back then, you know, we didn't have phones, didn't have texts, and we didn't have none of that. You know, they didn't have none of that. It was like I wasn't even born then, but they didn't have none of that then. You know, he had to transfer money and write letters, and it was a different time then, man. So might end up staying at UNC for 3 years. The crazy part, I didn't know. That's the thing about this documentary, is dope. Like, you find out things that you didn't know. Like, I remember reading the tapes from Blockbuster when I was a kid, from his airiness to be like all those DVDs they had in the playground, all them joints. I remember all them joints as a kid, man. I used to rent them at Blockbuster, man, and just watch him. Because I was fascinated with Mike, you know, like every kid was back in the day, which is super dope, man. Which is super, super dope. Just looking back on it, bro, like winding the tape and playing and going in the backyard and trying to do it, knowing no athleticism near Mike, but just inspiring the kids, man. Like, he inspired so many kids, grown men, to just not only play ball but stay out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like, it kept you wanting to get better at hooping or whatever it was. Like, that mentality to always work, to always get better, to always, you know, shoot for it. You know, and that's the thing, man. Like, I be telling folks, like, I mean, Mike kept a lot of dudes out of some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to be like Mike, and Mike was practicing. Mike was, you know, doing his thing. You know, and crazy thing, and like they were saying too, like when he first got to the team, crazy stories, bro. I was thinking he was saying that he went to the hotel. This when he was on the Bulls, went to the hotel room. The whole team, he knocked on the door. The whole team was doing cocaine and women and smoking weed. He said he just left because he didn't want to get busted. And this way you kind of know, like, man, he was different. He was a different cat. You know, Mike was totally different, man. If you look about it, you hear about the stories of Kobe. Kobe was young and doing like the same, just to himself, just hooping, just strictly focusing on hooping. And he said he wasn't drinking then, but of course he drinks now. But Mike was that dude, bro. Like, just looking at that stuff, like I said, Mike is my number one overall. I got Kareem 2, LeBron 3. Okay. And like I didn't know the thing about college too was, I was going back and forth, man. They just had a documentary is, they went, he was really deciding to go back to school his fourth year. Can you imagine, Mike, his fourth year at UNC? That's crazy. You know, like he left his junior year and his coach pushed him to go pro. So it's like you said, the first 2 weeks after that, and when you got in Chicago, he was the best player on the team. And ended up just doing his thing, man, just balling out. And I kept going back and forth, of course, with Jerry Krause and how he messed up the team and just all of that craziness, man. It just showed you how it's a business too. You got players, and like Mike could, like they was talking also about Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen contract. And it was like, I remember hearing now, like, oh man, he should fight for, LeBron should fight for his players, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? You could say Michael Jordan called Scottie selfish, man. Like you didn't hear these things because I was so young at the time. We all was pretty much young at the time, unless you know, old head or whatever. It's crazy, man. The media thing now is nuts. So I'm happy because I get to do this right here. You know, go back and forth with everybody, but just crazy, man. Just I was writing things down, and episode 1 was super dope episode, man. It just really talked about him coming up, UNC, going 97, just trying to round everything together. Really, what's the other Michael Jordan movie was it? Michael Jordan to the Max. I got that on DVD somewhere in here, but bro, like it's been tons of documentaries, but this seemed pretty dope so far. Man. Seemed pretty dope. Then go bounce back to episode 2. So they talking about Scotty, man. Man, Scotty was that dude. Like I said, he was my bro. He was my big bro. Best. He was his favorite player. He didn't really care for Mike. Like he had Scotty posters and his shoes and all. I remember all that my big bro Chris had, man. And it just, I didn't realize too, like how bad Scotty was underpaid. Like Scotty was underpaid like a mug, bro. Like that's crazy. That's nuts. Like he made, what he made, like 18 million over 7 years. I know it's a 9, everything was cheaper, but Scotty was their dude. You know what I'm saying? Without Scotty, they probably, you know, one of them chips. You know what I'm saying? So they, on episode 2, also they went to a background like where Scotty's from, Hamburg, Arkansas, and how he came up. He had all his, you know, brothers and sisters, and they were talking about how his father had a stroke, which is terrible. I worked in healthcare, man. That is devastating. You're pretty much bedridden and intense rehab. You got to think it's back then too. And his brother ended up having an accident where he was paralyzed. So 2 bedridden, you know, family members in your own house. So he just used basketball as an escape, and ended up taking him, you know, really far in life. So that's why I tell folks, man, sports can take you places, man. It took me to California, man. I'm not even gonna lie, because when I was playing ball, even though I didn't even say I was the best football player, whatever like that, but it gave me something to focus on. You know what I'm saying? It gave me something to really focus on. And I'm not, you know, I wasn't the best, I wasn't the fastest, I wasn't this, and I was uncoordinated, all that. But I just kept working, man. I just kept working and kept working. Ended up playing ball, ended up getting my degree, ended up going to school, ended up getting a job out here in California. And look at me, man. No telling where I would have been without sports, man. As I tell you, sports can take you to certain places you want to be in life. You know, that's why I tell kids that play ball, man. You know, play whatever you want to play. You want to play baseball, football, whatever. And it teach you character, it teach you leadership, it teach you all these type of things. So let's get off subject for that. But Scotty, man, Scotty was they said he was an equipment manager. He didn't even get a scholarship. They didn't even give him a scholarship. And he said dudes end up quitting the team, and he ended up convincing the coach to give him a scholarship. I mean, just that push, bro. Just constantly working at stuff. And like I tell you, I know dudes who were so talented. I mean, everything, had it all, but something just didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Something happened, some hiccup, something, you know, every single time. So just sad, man. He said growing up his favorite player was Dr. J, so which Mike, so they had that kind of in common. And he went to University of Central Arkansas. I remember them recruiting me when I was in high school. They sent me a letter in high school to play football or whatever. And it was an NAIA school. This is a small school. You know what I'm saying? So is Dennis Rodman went to NAIA school. So I tell people, man, it don't matter what school you go to. As long as you got the talent, they'll find you. You know what I'm saying? They will literally find you if you got the talent, bro. Like you can say, oh, I went D1. I know tons of cats who went D1 and do nothing. You know, so I know a ton of D1 cats that went to a pro day I was at in Atlanta. Same dudes who was talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's all about your talent, man. It's all about who you see, who you get, you know. And it's luck of the draw too. You know what I'm saying? And they were talking about how he hit his growth spurt. So he was a freshman in college, 6'1", grew 5 inches over summer, 6'5". Then he grew another 2 inches. He was 6'7". And still with the, you know, the guard skills. And that's was kind of unheard of at the time, being so, you know, athletic like that. Then coming from a small school, ended up getting drafted by Seattle in 1987. Drafted the same draft that had Horace Grant picked up too. Ended up getting picked up, just building the team up, man. And Scotty was at number 2, man. And I like Scottie Pippen's shoes was pretty dope too. Y'all look back on the days, y'all old heads know, man. Scottie Pippen's was pretty dope, especially the Airs. Come on, man, untempos. I still got some now, bro. Like the untempos was hard. Cause of course, Jordan's doing everything. The untempos, the pennies back in the day, the Gary Payton, the gloves, them just was tight back in the day. There wasn't a lot of cats, you know what I'm saying, that had, because keep repeating with Mike, but it was still some dope other shoes out there. I remember the Grandma Mars. I'm gonna do a show. I'm gonna do a shoot episode one time, man. I'm gonna do a shoot episode. Also, man, it was talking about, I didn't notice in 97-98 season that Scotty broke his foot the season in the championship, hurt his ankle, or in that he delayed surgery because they was literally trying to trade Scottie Pippen. You know what I'm saying? I don't even remember none of that. You gotta think I was 10, 11 years old at the time. I wasn't really I was watching sports, but I wasn't really into detail, every single detail. But think about it, man. You know, they were trying to trade Scottie Pippen. Looking around, and Scottie was like, he was like, man, this may be it for me. You know, he was doing it on the opening day. And Mike ended up calling this dude self because he wanted to trade. He said, I'm done. And just think about Mike's, and think about, you know, folks saying that now, bro. Like I said, it's different time, bro. It's a different time for everything. And man, it's crazy. Just bring back so many. I remember watching these Chicago Bulls, man. I remember them losing. Like, I remember them losing games and all that because he didn't come back until like January, almost All-Star break or something like that. That's when Scottie came back and they went on their run or whatever. But can you imagine them losing now? Losing back then, how the media is now 24/7. People, man, they would have been all over it. You know what I'm saying? 0-4 on the road, and they kill LeBron for losing just one game. You know what I'm saying? Imagine this the GOAT. You know, just looking back on that, man. That showed. Then they went to the Clippers game. They was in the road trip. And Michael, this is 97, 98 season. You know, hitting 49 in like a double overtime against the Clippers. You know, he was like, Scottie wasn't there. He was trying to help people. Like, come on, help me. Even the GOAT need help, bro. That's why I said it don't matter who you are, you need help. Which is, go back to my other minute. Then they went to another flashback, I think in 1985 when he broke his foot. So Mike ended up breaking his foot, which is crazy because he would have had even more points then. You know, even though, you know, he still was high in points what he did, but he would have had even more points because he broke his foot. He was on a minute restriction. And he was getting into it with Jerry Krause. They were trying to help him lose to get a lottery pick. He's like, nah, forget that. We're trying to get in the playoffs just to get that experience. You know, he was like, I'm not finna let us lose like that. Which was understanding. If you compare them, man, you want to go out there and play. End up winning the game. I think John Paxson, the last shot, you know, end up again. Somebody other than Mike end up getting them in the playoffs, and that's when they went into the Boston Celtics, and they showed, man, Mike was going off. He just said, just play, whatever. They look all the minute restrictions off, just hoop. This man went for 49, he went for 50, he went for the 63. Of course, ended up losing the series, but you could put all them points up. He was, and that's when Larry Bird said that was Jesus out there. He was out there giving the work. And after that, they was like, okay, we need to make some moves. End up trading Charles Oakley to the Knicks for Bill Cartwright. And then they end up drafting Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant. Man, crazy, man, dope series, bro. We need, us sport heads, we need this, bro. For real. It's been tough. It's been tough. The playoffs has been starting this week, man. We ain't got nothing. I've been watching all my shows, and so don't even know I love my shows, spend time with my family, but I need my little getaway too, you know, get your little me time. Yeah, man, they were talking about how he rehab. He was playing with a fractured foot. Like, he was like, man, let me play. End up playing and end up getting the playoffs, but they, like I said, they did lose. And they basically, it ended on, of course, I'll just tell you about the trade for Charles Oakley to the Knicks, which was Michael's guy. You know, they still close to this day to for Bill Carter for the centerpiece. And then they ended up drafting Horace Grant and Scottie Pippen. Well, trading for Scottie. Scottie got drafted by Seattle. Ended up getting them sold for a trade. So it pretty much was set. John Paxson, Michael Jordan, Horace Grant, Scottie Pippen, Bill Cartwright. That's what we ended up in it. You know. Other than that, man, it was a dope. Really something good, man. Something positive for people to watch. I bet the ratings are off the chain. I bet it's off the chain. I bet them ratings are crazy. You know, because everybody was talking about this series, bro. Like I said, plus came out in June, bumped it up because of the quarantine and, you know, the COVID-19 thing. So, which I appreciate, got us to watch this thing and get your minds off of it a little bit. But again, man, another episode of The Last Dance I'm going to be doing another recap also next Sunday when they're going to do episode 3 and 4. Don't forget, man, there's a Country Q25. Subscribe my channel, like my channel, tell a friend. Also, man, don't forget about Two Country Boys in Cali podcast. We're on Spotify. Let us know, you know, what you like, what you don't like. Let me know. All right, holla.